Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we'll be talking about the basics on permutation combination. So let's start. Now, since this being the very first video on permutation combinations, let us first try and understand what are permutations and what are combinations, right? Okay, so starting off with the word permutation combination, the word permutation means arrangements, as I've already written it here. Point number one, we are talking about combinations. And why have I started off with combinations? Because combinations come first, followed by permutations. What is the logic behind this? The logic behind this is, first you select the entities, you select the items, and once you have already selected the items, then only you talk about arranging the items. Arrangement will never come before selection because this is meaningless and it is a waste of time. So something which is very meaningful and something that saves time is what? You start off with combinations. Combination means selections. Thereafter, once you have already selected, then you would talk about various combinations or various arrangements. Now, the moment we use the word arrangements, we are talking about permutations. So this is the starting point of it. So trying to understand what is the basic difference. So ideally, if we had to rename the topic, we should rename the topic as combinations and permutations rather than calling it as permutations and combinations. Okay. Now, the third thing that we are going to talk about here is, and we are giving you a broad preview. So the third thing is, permutation combinations may be either linear or circular. Now, when I say linear, linear means a straight line. Circular means a non-straight line. For example, any 2D geometrical image or whatever. For example, a square or a circle or a rectangle or a triangle essentially is a circular or a non-linear arrangement. Next, we can have permutation combination of similar items or dissimilar items. Now, when I say similar items, let me take an example of my name. So my name is Anant. Now when I say Anant, Anant has two A's and two N's in it. So I have already, so let us say that we selected two A's, thereafter we selected two N's, and then finally we selected one T. Once, and now what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to arrange them. So you select the letters first, and you have already selected two A's. You have already selected two N's and we have already selected one T. Now we talk about the various possible arrangements of these selections. Now when we talk about such kind of permutations now will fall under the category similar objects, because you have selected two A's which are similar. Thereafter you have selected two N's which are similar in nature, and then one dissimilar object which is one T. Similarly, if I would have chosen a word like mate, M-A-T-E, or let's say if I would have chosen one M, one A, one T and one E, and then using all of them together, I am supposed to make different arrangements of these selections of letters. So here we would say all the objects that we have selected are dissimilar in nature, right? Next, we talk about the biased and unbiased selection. For example, if somebody says that there is a team of 5 people which is supposed to be selected, a team of 5, such that one fellow is always included, or let's say one fellow is always excluded from the team, this becomes a biased selection. Now what is biased? There is a precondition. And what is unbiased? There is no precondition. So had I said there is a team of 5 people which needs to be selected, or let's say there are 2 people those who need to be selected out of 5. So you can choose any 2. The moment you use a word like any, this becomes unbiased in nature. Okay. Last but not the least, we'll be talking about independent and exclusive events. Now when we are talking about independent, we are basically talking about product rule. And when we are talking about exclusive events, we are basically talking about addition rule. So in a certain way, you will see that the last thing that I'm talking about when we are talking about various types of permutation combinations. So if I'm talking about independent selection or independent arrangement, or we are talking about exclusive selection or exclusive arrangement, we are basically talking about calculations. And why are we talking about calculations? Because we are using the word product, which is multiplication, or we are using the word addition, which is to find out the sum. Right? Now, in this video, we'll be focusing on the similar and the dissimilar object selection. So to be more precise, we'll be focusing on the similar object selection, and thereafter you'll be given some assignment as homework. Okay, so now let us see this representation. If I say NCR, what does this mean? This means that we are selecting R dissimilar items out of two dissimilar items. Or you can even call it as selection of any R from any N. And as discussed earlier, why are we using the word any? So that it becomes unbiased. Okay. What is NPR? Now NPR is, we are talking about arranging R dissimilar items out of N dissimilar items. Now whether you select R out of N or you arrange R out of N, one thing which has to be borne in mind is this: the value of R should be equal to or lesser than the value of N. And at the same time, you should know what is NCR. So NCR is written as N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. And similarly, when we talk about NPR, we are basically referring to N factorial divided by N minus R factorial. This can be proved also. But here the objective is to understand what do we mean by selection and what do we mean by arrangement. Okay. Now let us talk about, so as of now, if I talk about NCR and I'm talking about NPR, there is no precondition. So this is an unbiased way of selection or arrangement. Now let us talk about some preconditions. So if I say selecting R things out of N things such that K things are always included. Such that K things are always included. Now this could be, when you are selecting K things, this could be a similar selection also, this could be a dissimilar selection also. So we are not referring to that as of now. We are talking about selecting R things out of N things such that K things are always included. Now when K things are always included, that means this becomes a biased selection. Now in that case, the selection out of, now the selection will not happen out of N, it will happen out of N minus K. And at the same time, the R things that you are selecting, you're not selecting R things actually, because K things have already been selected. So you'll be selecting the remaining things out of the remaining total set. Which is why if we are selecting R things out of N things such that K things will always be included in that set, this will be given by N minus K C R minus K. Similarly, moving ahead, now if I say select R things out of N things such that K things are always excluded, that means the selection is not out of a set of N things. The selection is out of a set of N minus K things, because K things will always be excluded from the selection list. Right? So in that case, the selection becomes what? It becomes N minus K C R. Now another thing which can be brought forward here is, when you are selecting things, you can select all the things at the same time, or you can select them one by one. Now the point to be understood here is, when I am selecting all the things at the same time, all the things, it's a selection, no doubt. Now when I am selecting things one by one, so that is also a selection, but maybe the order comes into picture. Now, so it is now time to introduce a word like ordered and unordered. So now when we are talking about combinations, combinations are unordered. How? If I ask you that there are 5 letters, this is the example that we are going to take. Now if I say there are 5 letters A to E, and you have to select any one of them. So I can choose to select A first, or B first, or C first, or D first, or E first, followed thereafter by any of the remaining. Now when I say any of the remaining, the order of selection could have been A, B, C, D, E. The order of the selection could be anything like, let's say, B, A, C, D, E. But selection has nothing to do with the order. Selection only means what? Just select them. So when you are selecting something, generally you would see that the selection will always be, generally you will see that it is unbiased. Okay, so now when we are selecting, the word like unordered will always come as a synonym for the word selection. So when you are selecting any one item out of these 5 items, the selection will happen as 5C1, which is 5 ways. Now when you are selecting any 2 things at the same time, you can choose to select AB, let's say, followed by AC, followed by AD, followed by AE, followed by BC, followed by BD, followed by BE, followed by CD, followed by CE, and finally followed by DE. So what are the total number of cases that we have made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, even if I do not know the concept of NCR or NPR, I can do these questions with the help of fundamental counting. And all these cases are mutually exclusive to each other. So, which is why you're adding. So, in a certain way, we are talking about exclusive events also, which is addition of the events. Right? Okay. So, now this is known as the fundamental principle of counting all the possible cases. But had I known the formula, which formula? 5C2. So 5C2 is also 10 ways. Now selecting 3 at a time. When you are selecting 3 at a time, let us first try and understand this by the fundamental principle of counting. So I select ABC, then I select ABD, then I select ABE. As discussed earlier, selection has nothing to do with the order. You could have started off with ABD first, or you could have started off with ADE. Selection itself is unbiased, and the moment you make the selection biased, it is just like you're talking about ordered pair, and the selection is always unordered. Okay, so now when I'm talking about ABC, ABD, ADE, is there any other case that I can make here? We'll check maybe in few minutes. Okay, what about ACD? What about ACE? Have I written all the cases? Oh, let's check. So I wrote ABC, ABD. Did I write ABE? No, I did not. So the logical way here is fix any 2 of them so that you don't forget writing the cases first. So you could have started off with, okay, fix AB first. Now AB, with AB you are having C, AB, then D, AB, then E. Now you can fix AC. So once you have fixed AC, you can select what? The third thing that you could have selected here is D. Right? And the last that you could have selected here is E. Now you can fix what? AD. Now once you fix AD, you can select what? Either you can select a B, but don't go in the reverse order. Follow the order. Now follow this order. It becomes easier. So now once you are selecting AD, the only thing that is left for you is E, which you have already selected. Now we can talk about others. So when we are talking about others, we can basically talk about, if we select BC, along with BC I can select either D or I can select E. Right? Finally with CD you can select only E. Let's see how many cases have we written. If we do it by fundamental principle of counting, which is equally important to understand a great topic like permutation combination. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is just like saying 5C3 cases. So you should try, when you are attempting questions or understanding permutation combinations, you should do it by the formulas and you should understand it like, if I were to make cases, how are the cases that we are going to make? Now the moment you are making cases, you are basically talking about the fundamental principle of counting. Now, before we go ahead discussing other sets, the point to be understood here is, this is a multi-dimensional topic and we'll be using permutation combination majorly in analytical reasoning, logical reasoning. Why? Because there also you are supposed to make cases and then talk about the feasibility of the cases. So there are so many chapters wherein you will see that permutation combinations is being used either implicitly or explicitly. Chapters like cubes, prisms, cubes, geometry, maybe coordinate geometry, maybe numbers, maybe when we talk about how to find out the total number of factors of a given number, and elsewhere also. So permutation combination is a topic which is equally important for maths and for reasoning, maybe for English as well. right? Now, this is the basic exercise that we have done in this video. Now, what I want you to do is, now if I select any 4 out of them at the same time, so you will first write down all the cases, the fundamental cases, and then you will check your answer. The answer you already know, and the answer is 5C4. Similarly, when I am selecting all 5, I know that there will be only one case, and that one case will be what? 5C5. Now, taking this discussion forward, now there is a formula that we had discussed. The formula here was, if I say from these 5 letters, if I have to select any 3 of them, let us say the value of n here is 5 and the value of r here is 3. You have to select any 3, but the condition here is such that A and B should never be selected. So now once you are able to gauge the value of n and r, we know that the value of k here is what? The value of k here is 2. So how much is the value of n minus k? It becomes 3. And how much is the value of r minus k? In that case, it becomes 1. So now the selection has to be 3C1, which is 3 ways. Now once I know the answer, now from the answer, please write down all the fundamental ways. What are the fundamental ways? Oh, I can't select A or B. So how will I select? A and B should not be there. How do I get 3 ways now? Is the point that you need to understand from here. Right? So the point here, the point that I'm trying to make here is, I am supposed to select 3, any 3. And the total number of letters that are given to here are 5. Such that A and B should never be selected. Now when I say A and B should never be selected, why am I using the formula n minus k, r minus k? I should be using for what? I should be using this formula. So all I need to change here is, I will not write this because here I need to select n minus k, and then I need to just take the value of r here as 3. In that case, the number of cases that I am going to get here is 1 way. And what is 1 way in which I can select? The selection here is CDE. So the assignment for today here is, you will be now doing, you have to select, let us say, you have a set of 5 letters, and you are supposed to select any 4 of them, such that these 3 are always included. Now, in how many ways can you select them? One more assignment here is, now this selection that I am doing here, one at a time, if I am selecting one at a time, I can select one at a time. But if I am selecting 2 of them, now any 2 can be selected in 2 different ways. One is I select both at the same time, or I select them one by one. So you need to understand. So the assignment for you here is this going to make any difference to the answer? Or this is just like saying that this is not selection at all, because we are deciding the order now. And deciding the order means what? You are basically talking about arrangements. So please revise this if you want to understand this holistically. If you feel that something knowledgeable has been discussed today, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up mark, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have already subscribed, select the bell icon and select all so that you start receiving updates from us regularly. If you want us to do some specific videos on specific topics, please put it in the comment section. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.